ॐ अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ नमः परमऋषिभ्यो नमः परमऋषिभ्यः। ॐ नमः परमऋषिभ्यो नमः परमऋषिभ्यः। नीळातुङ्गस्तनगिरितटे सुप्तमुद्बोध्य कृष्णं पारार्थ्यं स्वं श्रुतिशतशिरः सिद्धमध्यापयन्ती स्वोच्छिष्ठायां सृजनिगलितं याबलात्कृत्य भुङ्क्ते गोदा तस्यै नम इदमिदं भूय एवास्तु भूयः. Today we will recite the fourth Pasuram. Andal Tiruvadigalé Sharanam. ஆழிமறைக்கண்ணா ஒன்று நீ கைகரவேல் ஆழிவுள் புக்குமுகந்து கொடாரத்தேரி ஊழி முதல்வன் உருவம் போல் மெய்கருத்து பாழியன் தோளுடை பத்மநாபன் கையில் ஆழி போல் மின்னிய வரம்புரி போல் நின்றதிறந்து தாழாதே சாங்க முதைத்த சரமலை போல் வாழ உலகினில் பேதடாய் நாங்களும் மார்களின் நீராழ மகிழ்ந்தேலோர் எம்பாவாய். So, in this particular Pasuram called Azhimalaikanna Ondru Nee Kaikaravel. So, in this particular Pasuram, Andal, she is addressing the rain god. Okay, the deity, the presiding deity of rain. Okay, that is what she is addressing in this particular Pasuram. Why? Because she was absorbed in the mood of the gopis, and the gopis were performing a vratam for obtaining rain. Right? Krishna created a situation in Vrindavana because he was being separated from his devotees, the Gopikas. So he himself created a situation where the rain was withheld. Okay. So because of that, there was a drought in Ayurpadi. And then as a result of that, all the elders of that place decided to come together and think about a solution for this. And they finally proposed that the girls should perform a vratam. So now Andal, she is absorbed in the mood of that gopis. So here she is addressing the rain god. Okay. So let us first go through the meaning of the Pasuram. Okay. Azhimalaikanna. Adi means, generally this particular word has several meanings. Something which is all encompassing in nature, or something that is expansive, or something that has a lot of depth, right? So it refers to the ocean or rain that is surrounding, like rain that is showering all over the place. Okay. Adimalaik means for that rain that is spread all over, for the waters of the rain. Kanna or Anna, it can be taken in both ways. Means one who is in charge of that, one who is in charge of the waters of the rain. Okay. The presiding deity for the waters of the rain. That means the address could be to two people. The address could be to Parjanya Deva. Okay. That means he who is in charge of the clouds. Right. So it could be Varuna Deva. It could be Indra also. So that is the deity in charge of rains. But it could also be an address to Narayana himself, who is the Antaryami of these devatas that are causing the rain. Okay. So it is interesting that Andal, therefore, the way she has addressed in that Pasuram is Azhimalaikanna, she said. The way she addressed it, she used the word Kanna. Kanna means Krishna, right? The Gopikas are always such that they can never forget Krishna's name. Whatever they speak, they have to utter Krishna's name somehow or the other. That is how they are. So here also Andal is in such a mood where she cannot forget the name of Krishna. So her intention is to address the Narayana, who is the Antaryami of Krishna, but even the rain god, who is seemingly in charge of this rain. Okay. Ondru Nee Kaikaravel. So what she is saying, Nee Kai, in your ability to shower, in your ability, in your charitability, Ondrum Karavel. That means even a little bit you don't withhold in your ability to shower. That means shower fully. Okay, that's what she is ordering the presiding deity of the rain. Okay, it's a, one can say it is an order because she is a young girl, right? When someone is very young, they do not know all the rules of behaving with elders and all of that. But we cannot say that in the case of these gopikas. They are very highly cultured people, right? And Andal, she is very knowledgeable too. So one could take it as a request, or one could take it as, a plea to the Lord. that please shower fully, right? Out of happiness, one is just requesting like that. Okay. That is Mazhaikkanna. Okay. Now, Ariyul Pukkumugandu Kodar Teri. So, what she is saying is, Pukku means entering, Ariyul means that particular ocean, right? Ari means that ocean or rain that is falling all over, right? Water body, huge water body. So, entering into Ariyul means into the depths of the ocean. Mugandu Kodu. You absorb all the waters. And airy, you climb high into the skies. And arth means you thunder. Okay. That's what she's saying. Means she's asking the rain god, how should the rain god shower the rains? Andal is saying that you please go into the depths of the ocean, absorb all the waters fully, and you please climb high into the sky. The higher you go into the sky, the larger the area it can cover, right? So Andal wants that rain to fall everywhere so that everybody in the entire world can benefit from that rain. So she's asking the clouds or the rain god to go into the depths of the ocean, suck in all the water that is possibly he could suck, and then go high up in the air and then into the skies, and from there the rain god should thunder. Okay, that is what Andal is requesting here. Uli Mudalvan Urvam Pol Mekarathu. What she is saying is Uli Mudalvan means the first person, the primordial person. Who is that person? The person Eko Havai Narayana Asit, says the Vedam. That only Narayana alone existed in the beginning. Right? Na Brahma, na Ishanaha, na Ime Dyava Pruthivi. In this way, the Veda says that in the beginning there was no Brahma, na Ishanaha, there was no Rudra. Right? This Dyava, Prithvi, all these did not exist. Antariksha, Nakshatras, all these did not exist. Only Narayana existed at the beginning. Okay, that first person, right? Uruvam Pol Mekarat. So when you do so, you should appear in the color of that first person. That's what Andal is saying. That means rain. So yesterday, Srinivasji asked us, how should one remember Krishna? As if Andal heard that request, she is answering that in this particular Pasuram. Although she is thinking about clouds here, although she is thinking about rain here, she is thinking how to remember Krishna in every aspect of it. Okay, this entire Pasuram is just that. How to remember Krishna in every aspect of just one thing, rain. Okay, so first she is saying, she is asking the clouds to take on the color of the first person who existed at the beginning of creation. That means the clouds should take the color of, generally we say Narayana is Neelameghashyama. Right? We say Narayana is in the color of fresh rain cloud or dark rain clouds, but it should be the other way around. Why? We never say that, we don't look at a grandfather and say that you look just like your grandson, right? We should say the other way around. We should look at the grandson and say you look just like your grandfather. But generally when we give these comparisons, right, we compare the Lord's eyes to lotus flowers. That's not a right comparison, because who came first? The Lord and his eyes existed forever, right? It's not that there was an origin point. Lotuses and all came into being after a long time, right? So it's not that, we address that way. But because our reference point is this only, because we can see only this, we use these things to understand the nature of the Supreme Lord. Okay. So here, Andal is requesting the clouds to take the color, the dark color that exists for the Lord, right, at the time of creation. Right? So that just by seeing the clouds, one can remember Krishna. Okay. Uruvam Pol means like the form, May means the body, Karat, you become black like the form of the Supreme Lord who is present at the beginning of creation. Okay. Padiyan Toludai Padpanaban Kayil, Adi Pol Minni. Means what she is saying, Padi means great. Okay, expansive. Means beautiful. Tol means hands or shoulders, his hands. Udai means with these. Padmanaban means the lotus-naveled Lord, Padmanabha. Okay. Kayil, in that person's hand, Adi pole means, again she's saying Adi. Adi means something that is rotating or circular in nature. So she's referring to the disc here. Okay. Adi pole, like the disc, minni, you shine. So here Andal is saying that the shine that comes from your thunder should resemble the shine of the Sudarsana disc that rotates in the hands of the Lord. What Lord? Lord Padmanabha at the time of creation. So Lord Padmanabha, in his hands, he carries a Sudarshana disc all the time at the time of creation. So Andal, using this Pasuram, she is, without telling who that Lord is, she is almost giving out who that person is. She is saying the color of that Lord is black. Now she is also saying the Lord has a Sudarshana, a chakra in his hand. The person who is there at the time of creation has a chakra in his hand. This is another clue she is giving of who that person is, right? So she is saying the thunder that comes from you, O cloud, should resemble the shine of the Lord Sudarshana Chakra at the time of creation. Why does the Sudarshana Chakra shine so brilliantly? It is interesting to understand why the word Padmanabha is used here. Why Padmanabha? It is not just a random word, okay? Or Acharyas, Alvars, and even Shastram, Vyasa and Parasara Maharshis and so on, they never use random words just like that. There is a deep meaning behind every word that they use, right? What is the thing that she's remembering when she sees a dark cloud, right? The Lord, why is the Lord dark in color? The darkness of color represents compassion. Okay, it represents infiniteness. Okay, when you say infinity and beyond or something like that, how do you see infinity? How do you visualize infinity? Darkness, all expansive darkness, right? All expansive, blueness, right? The sky. Why is the sky blue? It is sort of a representation of infinity, right? Now, so here, this Padmanabha particularly, what we are being told is that his navel has a lotus coming out of it. That means the lotus, on the lotus, we know Brahmaji existed, and that Brahmaji was the person who created everything, right? So Padmanabha refers to the Lord who was taken over by the impetus for creation. Okay, why does he want to create? Bhagavad Ramanuja clarifies to us in Gita Bhashyam that the Lord, when everything was inside him, he felt very compassionate that these jivas are unable to attain dharmartha kama moksha, the chaturvidha phala purusharthas. Therefore, he wanted to award bodies to them again so that they can attain their purusharthas. For this reason, because of his compassion, right? This is the key. We should underline this word compassion, right? This is the reason why he decided to create. So whenever these words appear, right, Padmanabha and so on, they are indicating his nature of compassion, right? Similarly, the darkness of the clouds also, why, the clouds, when do the clouds become dark? The clouds are white normally, right? When do they become dark? Just when they are about to shower, right? We know that as soon as we see a dark cloud, we know that it's going to rain sometime soon, right? That's how we identify characteristics of, that's how we forecast rain, right? By looking at the clouds, the color of the clouds, we forecast rain. So, this darkness, therefore, is resembling compassion. The Lord is filled with compassion at all times. Therefore, he is dark in color. Okay? That compassionate nature of the Lord, always being merciful to give out something to people. Similarly, his shoulders or his hands are being glorified here. Right? What his beautiful, great hands. Right? What do those hands, why are these hands praised? Because Annamacharya Kirtana, right? Indariki abhayamu ichucheyi, right? That these are the hands which give abhayam to everybody, to all these people, right? They are the hands that have given out the abhayam. Why does Lord Srinivasa or Lord Varadaraja and so on, why do they place like this, right? They show one hand down and they place another hand like this. That is verily a representation of Sharma Slokam. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. Right? One hand showing downward is saying, you please surrender to me. Then this hand is giving that abhayam. What is the nature of that abhayam? Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshaishyami mashucha. Do not worry. I am going to remove all of your sins. who can be more compassionate than this Lord who can give this promise to us? That can anybody promise to us that I'll get rid of all of your sins, don't worry, right? All he is asking is please surrender to me, right? That is the only thing he's asking. Okay, you please surrender to me. I'm giving you assurance that I'll protect you from everything. I'll take care of everything, don't worry, right? This is the assurance he is giving. This is the abhayam he is giving, right? That is the beauty in those hands. In the same, Kirtana, Anamacharya says, Velaleni Vedamulu Vetiki Tachina Cheyi, right? These hands are those hands that have searched for the priceless Vedas and they brought those Vedas, right? As Hayagriva, at the beginning of creation, when these demons, Madhu and Kaitava, they stole the Vedas from Brahma. At that time, the Lord's hands were the hands that again searched for those Vedas and brought those Vedas back, right? And then Kaliki Yagu Bhukanta Kagalinchina Cheyi. That means these are the hands that have embraced Bhudevi after lifting the Bhudevi, right? The Veda says, Udhritasi Varahena Krishnena Satabahuna. With his thousands of arms, he has lifted the earth and embraced it, right? So these are the hands that have given, that have sought, charity from Lord Bali, right? Bali cheta dana madigina cheyi. In this way, the Lord's hands are being praised because these hands are the cause of fearlessness. Why does the Lord have 4 hands? The Lord has 4 hands because he's indicating that people have 4 purusharthas, right? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Whoever wants whatever thing with all his 4 hands, he is ready to give them at all times. That is why he has 4 hands. Someone may pray for dharma, so one of his hands is always there to take care of that department. Someone has certain kamas, so one of his hands is always there to address them. Someone wants moksha, another hand is there to take care of them, right? Someone wants some wealth, prosperity of some kind, another hand is there to address that need of people, right? In this way, these 4 hands exist. Similarly, in these 4 hands, he always holds these weapons. Why does he hold these weapons? Because he is indicating that he is ever vigilant. He is always equipped with all these weapons so that he can protect us, right? Therefore, even when he appeared as Krishna, right, in the womb of Devaki, he appeared along with his 4 hands. In his 4-handed form, he appeared. Why did he appear like that? To show to Devaki that I have appeared to protect people, right? Therefore, tam adbhutam balakam ambujekshanam. And this balakam appeared with Shankha Chakra Gadad Ayudham. He appeared with all of these Ayudhas, right? So his hands are always reminding us that this person is there to protect me. At any time, I can always approach him and he will be there to protect me, right? So that is how those hands and that Sudarshana should be reminded when I look at your thunder is what Andal is saying here. Valamburi pol nindra darendu. So what she is saying is Valamburi pol. So like the conch, right? Valampuri means that which is present in the right hand, Shankham, right? Nindra means residing without stopping. Adirand means it should resound, right? Your thunder, basically, it should resound like the way the conch in the mouth of Mahavishnu resounds at the time of creation. So at the time of creation, when the Lord becomes so compassionate and Brahma comes out, right, from his lotus flower, right, from his navel, then Sudarshana and Panchajanya, all these weapons become very, very happy. Why do they become happy? Reason one is they share the happiness of the Lord. When their Lord is happy, he is becoming happy that he's again causing the beings to come out, right, so that they can attain their purusharthas. Therefore, he is very happy. Because he is happy, they are also happy. Second reason they are happy is when everything rests within him, then there is no work for these Panchajanya, Sudarshana, and Nandakam and Khadgam and Gada and all these things. There is no work, right? They have no Kainkaryam to do, right? Only when beings come out and they keep on praying for something and some other person attacks someone else and some Rakshasa comes, then they are filled with Kainkaryam. Then their glory will come out, right? Therefore, they are also becoming happy that creation is happening finally. Okay. Now, the Lord's weapons are always put to some Kainkaryam and their glory will come out. Their glory in the sense, their service to the Lord will come out and they'll feel satisfied, fulfilled, right? That their purpose is, the purpose of their being is being fulfilled, right? So, what Andal is saying is, the clouds, you take the color of the Lord, and your thunder must resemble the Sudarshana Chakra, and the sound that you make should resemble the Panchajanya of the Lord. Okay, that's what she's saying. Taalade Shangamudaita Sharamalai Pol. What she's saying is that your the rain that emanates from you should be like the arrows that are coming from Rama's bow. Okay, that's what she's saying. That whatever rain is coming from you, that should remind us of Rama's, bow and arrows, right? That's what she's saying. Vada ulagenil peidadai. By that, what should happen? Everybody in this world should flourish, and this world should be filled with that rain. The whole world should prosper in that rain, right? Prosperity will come only because of rain. That is the thing that Andal is saying, because without rain, um, uh, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, right, annad bhavati bhutani parjanyad annasambhavaha, right? That's what he says, that all beings, they are formed because of anna. Annad bhavati bhutani parjanyad annasambhavaha. How do those food grains develop? Only when rains fall, food grains and crops develop, by which other beings can eat them and they can sustain. If rains are not there, nobody can prosper, right? And that is one reason. The other reason we discussed yesterday, right? Prosperity of the cow herds entirely depends upon rain, because only when rains fall, there is sufficient grass. Only when there is sufficient grass, there is sufficient fodder for the cows. Only when the cows are fed nicely, they can give very thick milk. Only when there is milk, then all the milk products can be made and they can be sold in Mathura, right? That is how they will prosper, right? So the whole world must prosper in this rain, is what she is saying. Everybody must be happy in this rain. Nangalum Margali Nirada Mahilindu. Even we, bathing during this month of Margali, even we will be very happy, right? Taking this bath, right? In this rain. Elor Empavai. Please consider this vrata of ours. So this is the external meaning of this pasuram. What she is saying is, she's just making a request to the rain god, asking him to go to the depths of the ocean, suck out all the water, and climb high into the sky, and then shower profusely, and shower all over the place. And then Andal is also specifically saying that now when the rain god showers, then the clouds should resemble the color of the Lord at the time of creation, and the thunder should represent Sudarshana Chakra, right? The shining of the Sudarshana Chakra at the time of creation, and the sound emanating from those thunders should represent the blowing of the conch of the Lord, and the rain itself that falls from it should appear like arrows of Lord Rama, right? When Lord Rama, when clouds shower, right, the rain, then rains falls so profusely that it's hard for us to see. It falls and hits the ground so badly, right? Where Rama, at once, Valmiki describes how, one couldn't even see in that shower of arrows that Rama was releasing, how 14,000 Rakshasas were present, and one Rama was attacking all 14,000 Rakshasas, right? Imagine how many arrows he used to shower at once, right? That is how rain should be. So this is the external meaning of the Pasuram, and how Andal is indicating how even by looking at some clouds, one can remember the Lord. Whatever one looks at, one has to remember the Lord, right? Now, we will try to understand the inner meaning of this Pasuram, right? Mazhaikkanna, ondru nee kaikaravel. So here, what are the clouds? Okay, Andal in the first Pasuram, she is saying that, in the first line, what she's saying is that don't withhold the rain even a little bit. First of all, O rain god, you fill the skies with clouds. That is what she is saying, right? O presiding deity for the waters of the rain, you please fill the skies with clouds. Please don't hesitate to rain even a little bit. Who are the clouds? Acharyas are the clouds, right? There is a lot of similarity between Acharyas and clouds. What do the clouds do? The clouds also, the ocean is the Veda. Okay. From the Veda and Vedas Upabrahmanas, which are Itihasas and Puranas. So Veda, Itihasa and Puranas, these are the ocean. Okay. From this, it is very difficult to understand the Vedam, because for us to understand the Veda, first of all, leave aside Itihasas and Puranas. Vedam itself is very difficult to understand. Okay. for someone learning music or something, all those symbols, if somebody else sees, for them it doesn't make any sense, right? You should have a knowledge of those symbols for you to decipher what that song is, what notes, what tones are being indicated by it, right? Similarly, even for us to understand Veda, we need knowledge of, Nirukta, Jyotisha, Chanda, Siksha, Vyakaranam, all these things we need properly for us to understand the meaning of one statement in the Veda, right? And for someone who superficially studies them, several, foreigners have tried to translate the Veda, right? And those meanings, literally, they try to give the literal meaning of the statement sometimes. And sometimes they understand it so superficially that a wrong meaning is conveyed because of that, right? In this way, sometimes those meanings can be contradictory also, right? One will not understand what that they are saying, right? But an acharya is a person. So if we try to drink, can we drink water of the ocean directly? We cannot, right? Ocean water is salty. It's not something suitable for us. But we can drink rainwater. Rainwater is actually sweet. Okay. Proper rainwater. We are not talking about polluted rainwater and acid rainwater and all that. Okay. This is a result of all modern industrial revolution and industrial pollution and all that. But pure rainwater is supposed to be sweet. Okay, we can directly drink that rainwater. It is so pure. Before it touches the ground, we can happily drink that water. Okay, so how is that salty water getting transformed into the sweet water? That is the work that these clouds are doing. Similarly, an acharya is also like that cloud. Okay, acharya cloud, he is capable of, he or she, okay, whoever is that acharya, they are capable. Andal is a she acharya, right? So acharya can be anybody, not just he. So an acharya is that cloud who is capable of taking, very complex meanings of the Vedas and distilling them and giving up these very, very simple messages, just the way Andal is doing, right? What is she doing? The entire meaning of the Vedas, Shruti Shata Shira Siddham Adhyapayanti, the meanings of the Vedas and Upanishads is what she is giving out in the form of simple songs for us to understand, right? That's what she is doing. So this is the nature of an acharya, right? That is one thing. Acharyas take complex messages of the Vedas, they process them, they go through this process of, evaporation and processing and condensation and all that, and they finally shower that rain, right? And that rain is very pleasant. If we just sit in the discourse of an Acharya, we don't have to go and study the Vedas, right? That is not something everybody can do. Like I said, special qualifications are needed. Lot of knowledge, Shastra Jnanam Bahuklesham, Buddhe Chalanakarakam, that the knowledge of the Shastra is Bahuklesham, right? It is very, very difficult. And it can even bewilder one completely. If one goes and sees, oh, this portion of the Veda is saying this, that branch of Smriti is saying this branch is saying this Rishi is saying this, that Rishi is just contradicting it. In this way, we'll get confused. So, Acharya is the person who can completely understand this, and so many such acharyas have distilled this knowledge and written simple texts for us so that we can understand the essence, right? Just like a cloud. So, Acharya is a cloud. Similarly, Acharya is a cloud because they have a lot of compassion, right? A cloud never sees that on this place I won't shower, on this place I won't shower, right? Once a cloud falls, whether it's a stone or there is a grass or there is a house or there is any, or a tree, on everything it will shower, right? Without making any differentiation. Similarly, an acharya also does not see any qualification. Whoever approaches an acharya, once an acharya decides to shower, he will shower it, right? We just see that this is the nature of good acharyas. Dronacharya, for instance, although Dhrishtadyumna was a person who was begotten by Drupada to kill Dronacharya, he still taught him everything, right? He did not show any partiality, right? Many people think that Dronacharya showed partiality, he did not teach to Ekalavya and so on. The partiality is never material in nature for an acharya. If there is a higher purpose for which the acharya is not supposed to teach, he will not teach, right? He did the purpose, the motive of Ekalavya was not correct. That is why he did not teach, right? He did not, but even to Dhrishtadyumna, who was begotten to kill him, he taught everything, right? So Dronacharya was never partial. Similarly, Ramanujacharya, Amudunar, he glorifies Ramanujacharya, right? Kare Karnai Ramanuja, Ikkadalidatil, Are Arubhavar, in Arulindanmai. That Ramanuja is like a cloud, right? His Dayaguna is compared to a cloud. No one can understand the depths of his compassion, Ramanuja's compassion. He is also an Uttaman. What was the characteristic of Uttaman that we described yesterday? Even if it causes one's own, loss, the person tries to benefit the other person. This is how Ramanujacharya was. He was taught Tirumantram, right? And his Acharya told him, don't tell anybody. If you tell anybody, you will go to hell. Ramanuja did not care, right? He thought, even if I alone go to hell, that's okay. Everybody else will get moksha if I just give this out to others. So therefore, he decided to give it out. Who can be compassionate like that, right? This is the nature of an Acharya. Ramanujacharya did not make any distinction. Whoever had the desire to obtain moksha, he said, everybody is eligible, take this mantra. Right? He did not place any restriction of certain caste or creed or gender or identity or whatever. No restriction of any kind. Just like a cloud, right? Similarly, cloud has another characteristic. What is it? When rain falls, right, on low-lying areas or areas where there is a lot of depth, water accumulates. But if the land is even, water doesn't accumulate much there. Similarly, if there are certain deficiencies in certain people, right, Acharya's compassion accumulates more on such people, right? And Acharya is very compassionate. If there are very sinful people, Acharya's compassion on them is much more than someone who is, less sinful, right? In this way, there are so many parallels that are drawn. These are just a few examples. So many parallels are drawn between Acharyas and clouds. Okay. So now, what Andal is saying is that you should not withhold anything. You please shower everything. That means Andal is saying you should never stop preaching about the Lord, preaching about the Vedas. This is the nature of an Acharya. An Acharya should never withhold anything. Acharya should give out everything, right? So this is a request from a Sishya that you please teach me everything, right? Teach me everything that is told in the Shastras, right? This is how the request should be. And then Andal is saying, Ayul Pukkumaganda Kodarthu Eri. What she is saying is, you go into the depths of the ocean, climb as high as you can, and then thunder. This is what she is saying. What does it mean to go to the depths of the ocean? Just like we previously said, ocean represents the Vedam. Okay. Within the Vedam, there are so many activities that are told, so many karmas are told, so many devatas are told. To go to the depths of the ocean means that one should go to the essence of the Veda. One should go into Vedanta. What is the ultimate conclusion of the Veda? Okay. Superficially, it may seem like Vedam is recommending so many things. One will become confused, right? What is the ultimate purpose? That is what the Acharya should be able to get to. Okay. If a person is not able to get to that conclusion, such a person cannot be accepted as an Acharya. Sometimes we see in this world, right? People, they teach so many things, but they cannot get to a conclusion. They cannot come to a conclusion, right? We see so many videos being posted on YouTube and so on. Literally every statement they say, one picture will change in that video. But after 5 minutes, you will not learn anything from it. So if you go to such kind of people, it is useless, because an Acharya's nature is that he should bring us closer to Krishna. Even few minutes of that association should bring us closer to God. That is purifying association. Okay. Bhagavatam says, Tulayam alavenapi na swargam na apunarbhavam. Right? Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya Martyanam Kim Utashisha. It says that even a little bit of association of a Bhagavata cannot be compared to even attainment of Swarga. Why? Because Martyanam Kim Utashisha. What can be a greater benediction for ordinary people like us than association of a Bhagavata who glorifies Krishna all the time? Because even a few minutes of association of such a person is heart transforming in nature. On the other hand, there are people who speak tons and tons of things without uttering the word of Krishna even once, right? In that entire discourse, you will not learn anything about God. Okay, some material things, we should all be very nice, we should all be very generous, we should all be very happy, we should all be loving of each other. In this way, they teach something. Right? After that, you won't learn anything. Okay, it won't change the heart. But a true Acharya is heart transformed. Okay, so this is what going into the depths of the ocean means. Going into the depths of the ocean means, think about it. Ocean has so many things, right? It has, Alpasara, Sara, Saratara, and Saratamam, right? Alpasara means, things such as, pebbles and shells and those sort of things, right? So many things you get. So from ocean we get so many things. We get oysters, right? We get minerals, we get, salt, sand, gravel, we get copper, nickel, iron, cobalt. All these are found in deep sea. We get crude oil from ocean. All these things are available in the ocean, right? From the same ocean we also got things like Uchchaishrava, Airavata, Lakshmi Devi. All these things also came out from the same ocean, right? But Narayana told the Devatas that so many things come from it. You aspire only for Amritam. Don't eye anything else. This is an instruction to all of us that Vedas will give so many things, but you aspire only for Amritam. Amritam means freedom from death. You aspire only for moksha. This is Narayana instructing all of us through the pastime of Ksheerasagara Mathanam. He is instructing all of us that Ksheerasagara Mathanam is nothing but churning the ocean. Churning the ocean means extracting things from the ocean, extracting things from the Veda, right? Through what does that extraction process look like? You perform a certain yajna, yaga, you perform this vrata, or you perform, certain chanting of recitation of something, and you get so many benefits. This is what Vedam has. But then, what should a person aspire for? He should aspire for only Amritatva from the Veda. Okay. He told that to the Devatas, but did he give only that? The Devatas also got so many. Indra got Airavata. Devatas also got things, right? But finally they got Amritam also because they kept their mind only on Amritam. So just because someone aspires only for liberation doesn't mean they'll be deprived of all the material benefits. They will come automatically because he said, I will take care of you, do not fear. He said that he will take care of us every moment. All he is asking is to surrender to him, right? So in this way, these are Pashu, Putra, Anna, Aishwarya, all these things are Alpasara from the Veda. Sara means attainment of Swarga, attainment of Surya Loka, Varuna Loka, Vayu Loka, Brahma Loka, Rudra Loka. These are all Sara. Okay. Sara Tara means attainment of Kaivalyam. Sara Tamam means attainment of Paramapadam. Okay. Kaivalyam is a kind of liberation that is, sort of not being united with the Lord fully, right? It is just a position of liberation without experiencing God, right? That is also not desirable. Okay. What is desirable is Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyaha. That Narayana alone is the tattvam to be desired. So going into the depths of the ocean and pulling out the essence from it means extracting this Narayana tattva and all his kalyana gunas and showering them profusely. The Acharya should go high up in the sky. High up in the sky means not just like Ramanuja climbing the temple tower, but high up in the sky means the Acharya should become accessible to everybody, right? That is the meaning. Because the higher the cloud goes, we discussed, right? It can cover a greater area, right? So more people should get this message. That is how an Acharya should be. These days, Acharyas are therefore coming to all countries, taking all the trouble to travel from one place to another. And sometimes when they travel like this, they won't eat anything for 45 hours, 50 hours, right? It's not like, some acharyas like Gears and so on, they don't snack on things and so on, right? So it's a real austerity for them to fast for 2 days completely, right? To take the trouble to come somewhere and to preach for all of us, right? So we should appreciate how much they go through so that they can spread the message of God to everybody, right? Aadiyol pukku mugandu kodarateri means you go into the depths of the ocean and then you give the experience of Kalyana Gunas of the Lord to all of us, right? This is the meaning. Thunder, right? Andal is saying you should thunder. Thunder means, thunder is something that comes out. It's like a belch. After eating to heart's content, we belch, right? Similarly, when the clouds are filled with water, just about to shower, they belch in the form of a thunder. Thunder is like that. So Acharya also thunders sometimes. Thunders means when they are filled with lot of knowledge and they look at people and they are filled with compassion, sometimes the statements that come out of Acharya's mouth, they appear like thunders. They are capable of waking us up from deep ignorance. That when a thunder comes, suddenly we become alert, right? Something happens. So from an Acharya's mouth, such statements come out in a proper discourse. Those are deeply awakening for us, right? They wake us out. What am I doing with my life? Why am I living like this? I should really change my life. This kind of inspiration comes in us, right? Those thunderous statements come out from the mouths of the acharyas, right? That is the thunder that she is talking about, right? And Udi Mudalvan Uruvam Pol Mekaruthu. That she's saying your body should remind the color of Mahavishnu's body at the time of creation, Padmanabha's form at the time of creation, right? So whatever an Acharya speaks, that should remind one of Krishna. That is how an Acharya should speak. That is the meaning here, right? Paliyantoludai Padmanabhan Kail Adipol Minni. The shine generated from the thunder should resemble the shine of Sudarshana, right? What does this mean? It means that Sudarshana, generally, we pray to Sudarshana to remove our papas. Sudarshana is capable of destroying our papas. Sudarshana Mahajvala, Koti Surya Samaprabha, Agnananthasya Medeva, Vishnoho Margam Pradarsaya. The Ajnana in us should be destroyed by the light of Sudarshana, right? This is how, when an Acharya speaks something that is capable of destroying our Ajnana, it should destroy our papas, right? That is how the Acharya's speech should be. So Andal is requesting, O Acharya, please speak in such a way that our ignorance is destroyed. Please speak in such a way that our papas are destroyed, right? Please remind us of the Lord. This is what Andal is petitioning to an Acharya Tattvam. Okay. Valamburipol Nindra Adirindu, that your thunder must resound like the way the conch of Mahavishnu resounds. Conch represents Omkara, right? This we have learned in Tata Swetair Hayer Yukte Mahati Syandane Sthitau, right? 14th slokam of the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, right? Where Krishna and Arjuna are sounding conches. What does that mean? It means that they are, resounding the meaning of Omkara. They are explaining the meaning of Omkara. That Bhagavad Gita slokam tells us that Bhagavad Gita, which is a conversation between Krishna and Arjuna, is nothing but an explanation for Omkara. The meaning of Omkara is that Jiva, who is represented by Makara, is meant for Narayana, who is represented by Akara alone, right? Jiva is meant for Paramatma alone. That is the meaning of Omkara, right? This Omkara, or this relationship between Jiva and Paramatma, must be resounded in the meanings of whatever the Acharya teaches. In fact, all our granthas, right? Whether we look at Bhagavatam or Ramayanam, right? Or all the Ashtadasa Rahasyas that Pillai Lokacharya has given, all these are nothing but explanations for this Astakshari Mantram, explanations for Omkara, explanations for Dvaya Mantram, explanations for Charma Slokam, right? Mahabharata is an explanation for Charma Slokam. Ramayana is an explanation for Dvaya Mantram. Bhagavatam is an explanation for Astakshari Mantram, right? In this way, all the key texts are just explanations of these mantras given by our Purvacharyas. Everything is an explanation of Omkara ultimately, because Omkara Prabhava Veda, all the Vedas came from Omkara. So the Vedas are nothing but they are an explanation for Omkara. Now, Itihasas and Puranas are an explanation for Veda. So they also have to resonate the meaning of Omkara alone. So ultimately, whatever the Acharya teaches has to be an explanation of Omkara, right? This is why our Purvacharyas always meditated upon the meaning of Omkara. How did they meditate? By doing kalakshepams of these granthams constantly, right? All the time they studied these granthams. All the times they taught these granthams. So every moment they were being reminded of the meaning of Omkara. What is it? That the Jiva is meant for Paramatma alone. You look at Ramayana. That's what Ramayana teaches, right? Sita Devi is the Jivatma. Rama is the Paramatma, right? Lakshmana represents Jivatma, right? All these Jivas are meant for Rama's service alone, right? Wherever you see in Ramayana, that is the message that's coming out, right? In this way, any grantham that we take, that is just reminding us of this relationship between Jiva and Paramatma, that we are meant for his pleasure. We are meant to serve him. We are meant to perform Kainkaryam to him. We are meant to do Sharanagati to him. That is the meaning that should come out. That is the meaning that Acharya should teach. This is what Andal is praying the Acharya Tattva. Next, Tadade Shangamudeta Sharamalai Pol, that you must issue rain in such a way that they should remind us of the arrows of Rama. Now, Rama's arrows have a very specific characteristic. Rama's arrows are such that if they are once released, they will definitely hit the goal. There is no question of missing the goal. That is one characteristic of Rama's arrows. The other characteristic of Rama's arrows is that they will never take breaks, right? It's not that the arrow takes a break here and then, finally reaches the destination, or something like that. This is why in the Sundara Kandam, right at the beginning, when Hanuman, he sets out on this journey to Lanka, he says that, I am like an arrow of Rama. That's what his meditation is. He literally says that I am like an arrow of Rama, right? And I should be released like that. That means, therefore, Hanuman never takes a break in his mission until he finds Sita. There was no pausing anywhere, no breaks of any kind, no vacation time, nothing, until he found Sita Devi. He was so focused on it, right? This is the nature of Rama's arrow. Similarly, an Acharya's speech should be like that. It should be such that there is no question of missing delivering the jiva, right? Constantly, those words keep on showering us with lots and lots of jnanam, right? That constantly remind us of our seshatvam to Narayana, right? This is how the arrows should be, that there is no question of missing the goal. The goal is to attain Narayana. Once we take shelter of a Purvacharya who is properly belonging to a Sampradaya, who is a Sadacharya, who has knowledge of all these things, there is no question of missing the goal called moksham. Right? One is sure to attain moksham. So that is the glory of an Acharya's words, right? They will deliver us for sure. Okay, there's no question of stopping, that those words the Acharya's grace will ever stop on us. Acharya's grace will always be there on us, right? Vali ulaganil peidadai, that the whole world should prosper in that reign. Again, this is the desire that every devotee has, right? Just like Ramanujacharya, he received that Ashtakshari mantra. He could have kept it for himself. But his desire was that this should not be restricted to me. Everybody should get. This is such a valuable thing. Why should it be with me? It should be shared with everybody. Prahlada was like that, right? When Narasimha Swami appeared, one of Prahlada's desires was, I am not worried about myself. So chetato vimukha chetasa indriyarthan tadvirya gayana mahamrita magna chitta. He says that I am not worried about myself. I am constantly absorbed in you anyway. But I am worried about all these Rakshasas. Look at them. Not even for a moment they think about you. I'm worried about them, he says. His worry is about all those people, right? He's not worried about himself, right? What will happen? Wherever he is, he's happy remembering Narayana. But look at all these people. When will they get delivered? How will they get delivered? This is the concern of a Bhagavata. This is the same concern Andal is expressing, that everybody should prosper in the grace of an Acharya. Everybody should get a Sadacharya. Everybody should get the ability to hear about the Lord. Everybody should go back to Vaikuntham. Why should anybody suffer here? Right? This is how a devotee thinks. That is the mood that Andal is expressing here. Similarly, Nangalum Margali Nirada Mahilindu. Even we bathing during Margali will be happy. So she is just saying that how bathing in these Kalyana Gunas that are being described by the speech of an Acharya, we will become very happy. This is our Vratam. Our Vratam is to somehow or the other take shelter of an Acharya and bathe in the qualities of the Lord and remind ourselves of the relationship with the Lord and go back to the Lord. This is the Vrata that she is talking in this particular passage. With this, we will conclude for today. Once we will, before concluding, just quickly go through the meaning of this Pasuram, right? Mazhaikkanna ondani kaikaravel. What she is saying is that, O rain god, please fill the skies with your clouds and please do not withhold the rain even a little bit. She is praying to an Acharya Tattva that, O Acharya Tattva, please describe the glories of Krishna and please do not withhold the glories of Krishna. Please describe to us. Please shower that mercy on everything, right? This is what she is saying. Adiyul Pukkumugandu Kodarteri. That means what she is saying is you go deep into the depths of the ocean and then climb as high as you can and thunder. So, Acharya, please go deep into the meanings of the Shastra, right? Externally, it may seem like different devatas are being described, but an Acharya is the person who clarifies that it is the Antaryami of those devatas that all the mantras are referring to. Because when Krishna said, Vedescha sarve rahameva vedyaha, I alone am to be known, that means those mantras are not referring to other devatas. Those mantras are all referring to Narayana alone. Ultimately, Yo Devanam Namadha Eka Eva, says the Veda, right? That he who is being called with all the names of devatas is one person alone, the Veda is saying, right? So this is what an Acharya teaches, that Acharya does not make us lose track of the goal. He always keeps us fixed on the goal, right? Despite everything that is being told. That way we will be able to see the entire Veda in a consistent manner. We will not we will not see any contradictions, because in one portion of the Veda it says Indra is the highest person to be attained. In another portion of the Veda it says Prajapati is the highest person to be attained. In another portion of the Veda it says Agni is the highest person to be attained. Now we will become confused. So is Agni Deva to be worshipped then? Is Indra to be worshipped then? Is Prajapati to be worshipped then? The entire slokam, that that entire rik or that entire particular mandalam, it will glorify, that it's a hymn to Hiranyagarbha. It is a hymn to Vishwakarma. Then who is this Vishwakarma? Who is this Hiranyagarbha? Who is this Prajapati? Who is this Indra that is being referred to? This is what in Brahma Sutras, Vedavyasa clarifies that they are all referring to Narayana. He is the only tattva being referred to by all those names, because ultimately they can only be resolved to him, right? Because certain characteristics in that particular hymn cannot apply to Hiranyagarbha. They cannot apply to Prajapati, right? If it is saying, Vedam is saying that everything is coming from Agni, everything is being maintained by Agni, everything is going back into Agni, then that is not a characteristic of Agni Deva, because elsewhere we are knowing that Agni Deva is appearing sometime later, after Brahma is created, after Prajapatis are created, after Indra is created. That is at some point later Agni is being created, right? This is just an example I am saying, right? Agni, of course, as a tattva it exists, right? But as a presiding deity, that deity and in chargeship is given at a certain point, later point, right? So therefore it cannot refer to them. So these things acharyas will clarify, right? To go into the depths of the ocean and telling us the essence of the ocean, that is Vedam. Then Udi Mudanvan Uruvam Pol Meikarathu, that when you do so, please remind us of the form of the Lord. That means that please, the same compassion that the Lord is exhibiting, Acharya, you please also exhibit. And Acharya exhibits much more compassion than the Lord, because he comes even closer to us. He does not see our qualification. At least the Lord sees our qualification. Has he done anything good in the past, right? What is his punya karma? What is his papa karma? And based on that, he gives. And Acharya never makes that evaluation. Someone has done papa, that is his eligibility. He says, come, I'll deliver you. Who else will deliver you? Come. In this way, an Acharya accepts. Padiyantolude Padmanaban Kail Adipol Minni. That your thunder must represent the Sudarshana and Panchajanya. His words must represent the Panchajanya. That means they must give out the meaning of Omkara, and they must illuminate us, right? Like the Sudarshana illuminates us and removes our Ajnana, right? Valamburi Pol Nindradirandu. That this is the meaning of it's saying that like the conch, it should resound. Tada de Sangamadaita Saramalai Pol. And the words of the Acharya should also be such that they should never let us miss our goal, right? That is how an Acharya should be. And Acharya Sadacharya is like that, right? Like the arrows of Rama. And they should also be very penetrating in nature. And Acharya's statements are actually penetrating, right? Avishruta Sugambhiraha Ramanuja Munegiraha, right? Ramanuja statements, it is described that they are very simple statements, but they are very profound statements, right? Very deep statements, right? Vali Ulaganil Pedadai, that the whole world should prosper in that mercy of the Acharya. In this way, Andal is praying. With this, we will conclude for today. Thank you all. Andal Tiruvadigalai Sharanam, Emberumanar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam, Periyajiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam, Jai Sriman Narayana. We'll see if anybody has anything to share. Jai Sriman Narayana. Anybody has anything that they want to ask or share?
Jai Sriman Narayana Swami. I don't have a question, but thank you so much, Swami. It was very beautiful explanation, very detailed.
Thank you.
Jai Sriman Swami. Same as Nappinai ji, you beautifully glorified the importance of having an Acharya. That is really wonderful. Meaning we all surrender to God through our Acharya, but sometimes like listening to these will emphasize how important role Acharya plays, so that we can go back to Perumal. Like you said, Ramanujacharya didn't have to give mantram to everybody.
Right.
But because of his compassion, like today, many of us have benefited and
Right.
we are able to recite the mantra.
Right.
So, yeah, very wonderful, Swami. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for putting it so beautiful. Thank you.
Yes, Ramana Swami, very well said, Swami. Just like Ramya said, I want to just say it in little modification here.
Yes.
That we are fortunate. How fortunate we are to get all the blessings from Acharya.
Right. Right.
Mm,
That's true.
yeah.
We are all
Thank you, Swami. You explained it very, very clearly. Like even a layman like me is able to understand everything you're
They're
telling.
all laymen.
Thank you. No, Swami. Like I
Mercy.
used to be Acharya. Thanks, Swami. Thank you so much.
Anything else from anybody? Any questions?
Thank you, Adiyan. Aneka Dasahal.
Adiyan, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Nirmala. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adiyan. Very nice. Thank you for including me.
Thank you, Haridiji. You should actually sing this kirtanas when the time.
Sure. Like I just wanted to just add one more thing. When we discuss about Acharya and Marai
Right.
means rain, right?
Right.
So there is one saying in Tamil. It is like நெல்லுக்கு இறைத்த நீர் வாய்க்கால் வழியோடி புல்லுக்கும் அங்கே புசியுமாம். Like actually rain is pouring only for nel, like the rice. But
Right.
actually the weeds which are around the rice is also using that water, right?
Right.
So like that நல்லார் ஒருவர் உளரேல் அவர் பொருட்டு எல்லாருக்கும் பெய்யும் மழை. There will be just one good soul in the whole village, but just for the sake of one good soul, rain will pour, right?
Right.
So our Acharyan is also like that.
Right.
So that is what like Swami Ramanuja did.
Right.
In Tirukoshtiyur, there will be like, mixed people, like
Right.
good, not so good. But Swami Ramanuja, he did not want that good souls to miss this mantram.
Right.
So it was very beautiful that you compared Marai with Swami Ramanuja's example, because that's what it's. So all our acharyas, just for that one good soul, they are like trying to change even not so good people to our dharma, to our sampradayam. So that was like very nice of you to say that. Compare like Marai with Acharya.
Thank you for beautifully adding these things. Always an icing on the cake. Thank you.
Thank you, Swami. It was so nice.
Thank you.
Like yesterday, now we learned every day new things from you. But I just wanted to tell this in this Pasuram, the letter Ja comes 11 times. In Tamil, only the Tamil has the Ja word. So now it comes 11 times in this Pasuram. I just wanted to share.
Thank you, Mommy. This is all amazing. See, this is all Bodhayanta Parasparam. This is what we should be doing. Each of us learning from each other. So many beautiful things that are present, gems that Goda Devi has given us.
Yeah. How she composed like this, no? That's why I was so wondering, it's very difficult.
Right.
Mm.
Very beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mommy.